Hello, welcome back. I wanted to share with you something that is very, I don't know, something I'm proud of, and something that I wanted to share is that I finally finished this book, St. Faustina's Diary. It's called Divine Mercy in My Soul. I mentioned it way back like around Easter time in one of my videos, and I talked about it in that video having to do with Divine Mercy, which is the Sunday. Divine Mercy Sunday is established, and it's the Sunday after Easter. So in that video I kind of talked more about this book if you're interested to learn more, or if you're just curious. So I started reading this book. In that video I mentioned that I would read this book, start reading it again, starting on Easter Sunday, and I did, and as of today I just finished this very long, thick book, as you can see. So this marker, this bookmark, is where it ends. The rest of the book, as you can see, it's still kind of a lot. It's just like endnotes. It's not really part of the diary at all, so it actually ends where my bookmark is, and it's 644 pages. So it's a lot. I know it looks really daunting, or just maybe something that a lot of people wouldn't be interested in reading, but as I said before in that video, and I'll say it again, it's not as daunting as it looks like, or don't let it affect your interests. If you are curious or interested, I think she's one of my favorite saints. Saint Faustina is her religious name. Saint Maria Faustina is her religious name, and she was a mercy nun in the 20s or 30s. So again, I kind of mentioned that more in that video, and then also I mentioned her a little bit in the video what I talked about. What did I talk about? I talked about 33 Days to Merciful Love. I have that devotion book. She's also kind of depicted in that consecration book. Anyway, so I wanted to share with you just because I think it's a big accomplishment, and I did not read this book every day. It wasn't like I was reading like 40 pages a day. It was not like that at all. It is a spiritual book, so it's kind of like, looks similar like this. It's just different notes that she has. I mentioned before too that there's a lot of bold, like some text is in bold, and that means that Jesus is talking to her. She was a mystic, so Jesus spoke to her a lot. She had a lot of like spiritual revelations. She also had Mother Mary speak to her, and that's in italics. And then she also had Satan, the devil, speak to her, or visions or interior voices, I guess, and that was sometimes also the devil. That's not bold at all. That's not italicized. It's just regular text. And she tells you later on, oh, that was Satan trying to discourage me. That was Satan trying to tempt me. Or even recently, the last 2 pages, she said that was Satan trying to over-exaggerate my thoughts that weren't even true. So anyways, I would highly recommend this book, not just because it's one of my favorite saints or it's a spiritual classic, though those are great reasons. I would also highly recommend this book because it's one that you can learn more about Jesus' divine mercy and Jesus' love and forgiveness. As he states, the saint, Saint Maria Faustina, is the secretary of mercy. He wanted her to write all those things down that he was telling her. That's why this diary is so important for us, because we get to relive what she was going through in the 20s and 30s before World War II. Of what Jesus was trying to send to her and send to this message of divine mercy, and just the spiritual life with our souls, with God's justice, but also God's mercy, and just that trust. I mean, Jesus, I trust in you is also this image, which I love. I have it in my room, as I said, but I think that's just so powerful that our world has just forgotten, or even as Catholics or Christians, we've forgotten, or we don't always maybe have that so strongly in our lives or in our hearts or in our prayers. So yeah, there's just so much to say in this thick book that's like her diary, but I recommend, if you are inclined to take up the challenge to read it, I recommend not reading like maybe so much per day. It's an easy one that you can probably read even just like a page or 2 a day, or even less, because there's different points of it. So Like you could just read like 0.552 or something, or 32, and then that would be it for the day. Like you don't have to read even a couple pages at a time. But I'm just glad to finish it because it's a journey to go through, and this is my second time finishing it. But it took months, took like 7, 8, 9 months, so almost the whole year. But it's a great way to start off the year, to finish this classic, this spiritual classic, and I always feel like I learn more. There's so much to learn. It's not just like boring stuff. I think it's actually really compelling and really interesting. So maybe that's just my opinion, but again, I want to share that with you, and Happy New Year, start to this new year of 2023. So I just think books like these, or any inspiration like this, especially spiritual, in my opinion, is highly valuable and highly rewarding, I think, as we continue to are on this journey of life, and in my case, I'm practicing my faith as a Catholic. So anyways, I want to share it with you, and again, Happy New Year. I don't know if I know it in all these languages, but I know in Chinese it's 新年快乐, and I don't know if I remember in other languages. But again, Happy New Year, and I hope you're doing well. Thanks for listening and watching, and talk to you later. All right, bye.